Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and with me today, we have Mike Brinker.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hello to you, Nick.
How are you, Mike?
I am doing good. I'm still on the mend, but I'm almost 100%.
I was going to say, whatever you had kicked your ass.
COVID.
Okay. Well, we'll say that.
We'll say that.
Anyway. Well, I'm glad you're here because it's time for the October, even though it now is November, it's the October Ask the Boys.
Yes.
And we'll just go ahead and do this now, just so that,
Shall we play a game?
You talking to me? I have a question for you.
You gotta ask me nicely.
Ask me about my wiener!
You got a question? You ask the 8-ball.
Come on, sucker. Let's get it on.
So, yes, it is that time of the month where we are answering all of the listener calls, questions, concerns, criticisms, whatever happens to come our way. But first, we got to get our cigar going. And so today, we are going to be smoking something special.
Yes.
I received a nice little care package from our friends at JC Newman the other day, and that package contained a selection of the new Angel Cuesta cigars. And they sent us a box of the Toros, which is a, 6 1/4 by 52. And let me give you a little detail on the cigar. First rolled a century ago, this historic cigar brand is named for Angel Cuesta, one of the founders of the storied JRE cigar brand. These cigars were the official cigar of King Alfonso XIII, who ruled Spain from 1886 to 1931. Angel Cuesta cigars are handmade in the American Room at JC Newman's iconic El Reloj factory in the city of Tampa, and they feature a beautiful Ecuadorian Havana Rosado wrapper with a blend of aged binder and filler tobaccos from 3 continents and a pigtail cap. Comes in a box of 20, and a team of 2 rollers with decades of experience roll a total of 150 Angel Cuesta cigars per day. They released Angel Cuesta to 25 TAA members and expect to release these special cigars to additional premium cigar retailers across the United States twice a year.
Wow.
So, yep. So we had a
truly treat.
Really nice little care package from our friends at JC Newman. And so I really want to thank them for sending these our way so that we can try it. I haven't even gotten mine out of the cellophane yet.
Well,
I'm still doing that. So.
I'll get on something here real quick that I've noticed. First of all, as soon as you take it out of the cellophane,
yeah,
a really great aroma comes off this stick.
It does.
And it's a strong, you can tell that, I'm holding it right here and I can smell it,
What are you getting, off the aroma? Like anything in specific?
A mildish, sweetish kind of tint.
Yeah.
That's about all I can really get. But, a lot of times you can't smell a cigar unless you're, holding it
Oh,
right.
Yeah, unless you're, right up on it. No.
And the appearance of this is a great, smooth, premium-looking wrapper.
Oh, for sure.
It is tight, in a good way tight,
Yeah.
It's just no veins really visible or,
There is a closed cap, so that's something to keep to make note of.
Yeah.
Is that you do have a closed cap to be aware of. I don't know if I can slide that big red band off or not. There is a piece of tape holding that together. So I'm going to take the tape off.
I was able to slide mine down.
Mine is just a little on the tight side,
yeah.
And I don't want to do any damage to the wrapper by trying to squeeze it, But there we go. We got it off.
Yep.
No big deal.
But see what I'm talking about with this wrap,
Yeah. No, you're right. There's
beautiful looking,
super smooth, really, really nice looking wrapper to it. And I'm curious. I don't really know, other than what I just read, much of anything about this cigar. So I'm curious as to how this is going to go. I'm looking forward to it. Well, it's time to cut the cigar, and the official cutting is brought to you by Dan the Man Ponder over there at Riverman Cigar Company. And guys, Dan the Man Ponder, He, I know, got in those Aladino Sumatras, so, that's one thing to look out for there.
I think they just got their shipment of pinks in also.
Did they get in the Fuente paint, rare pinks? Yes. There you go. Well, guys, if you're looking for some rare pink, head on over to Dan the Man Ponders.
Ask for Cindy.
What we? There you go. Ask for Miss Cindy if you're looking for that. Yeah, I mean, he's always got new stuff coming in all the time. So if you're in the St. Louis area, swing on by, check it out. And if you're not in the St. Louis area, he does mail order, so you can give him a call and see what he's got, and they can send a little care package your way, toot sweet. So it's Riverman Cigar Company of Crestwood, Missouri. And with that, it's time we go ahead and cut the cigar. And I still had schmuckus in my cigar.
I always hear that from you anymore.
I don't know why I didn't clear that out. Last night, I was sitting around the fire pit, had a cigar, didn't clear that out. So, anyway. But, technically, we could have just, twisted the little pigtails.
I'm not a big fan of that personally.
I'm not either, because it's just too small of a
And every time I twist it wrong or something, and it'll crack.
Yeah. Anyway, cold draw time on the Angel Cuesta.
Good draw. I'd say
barnyardy. I'm getting some sort
of
a
hay,
like a
something.
hay. Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, I used to have this fight before. Barnyard does not equal manure.
No.
Barnyard can equal hay, straw.
That sensation you get when walking into a barn of use.
Yes, exactly. So, like, hay or straw. I guess maybe if I wanted to drill it down, I would say that I'm kind of getting that off of this a
Sometimes
little bit.
I've referred to an Odie, like a feed.
The dog from Garfield?
No, feed, like oats.
Oh, okay.
Feed, sometimes I'll refer to that as barnyardy.
I thought you meant Odie.
Because when you walk into a feed store, that smell is prevalent in some cigars.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting, this is more on the hay or natural
Definitely,
side.
yeah. Hay, kind of straw, that sort of thing.
I'm trying to get mine lit now because we're in kind of a windy situation and it's died right now, so I want to try
It's good. It's a good call. Get this guy lit. Get this guy
especially
going.
with that closed foot.
Yeah, I do not want any shards of wrapper flying at me.
And my lighter died.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Well, have fun with that, buddy.
I was worried about that because I did not check it before getting out of my car.
Yeah.
I always do. But I did not get here as early as I usually did to Wonderful Top Shooters.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get everything quite prepped.
Well, there's a little bit, just a little hint of spice, pepper off of the retrohale right off the foot. But otherwise, it's very smooth.
Yes.
Very smooth. Well, we have a number of calls, so I think we need to just go ahead and jump right into it.
Yeah.
And get going here.
And thank you for that, listeners.
Yes. Seriously, guys, thank you. This works out so well because, when we have calls, we can have a fun show. So this is great. Let's go ahead and listen to the first call now. Well, guys, we're back. We're having some technical issues with the phone, so we're going to have to do this in a more
old school
kind of way. So here's the first call. Maybe.
Hey, this is Paul from Texas. Did you change your voicemail message? It's throwing me off, and I hope I called the right number. But I was just listening to the show from with Ken from Florida, and you guys were talking a little bit about pairings. So for the sake of conversation, give you a call, maybe spur the conversation. I will give you my top 5, and my number 1 is kind of unique, so I hope everybody will try it and let me know that they enjoy it. But this isn't very specific. This will be very broad pairings, not like this cigar with this specific drink. we'll go with number 5, whiskey. It kind of warms you up a little bit, and it can be any kind. It kind of warms you up a little bit and really opens up your palate, and the flavors just explode. It totally adds to the cigar. Number 4, I'll go like with a dark soda, like Dr. Pepper or Coke. Mm-hmm. Not Pepsi. Pepsi's too sweet. But Dr. Pepper or Coke, it will give you some sugar to fight that nicotine, and also the flavors match really well. Number 3, coffee. Okay? Coffee is the best thing to have with a cigar in the morning. You got to do like an Aladino, Connecticut. But just something light and smooth to get you started in the morning when the rooster's crowing, and you can just relax and start waking up slowly. Number 2, Bailey's. It doesn't have to be the name brand. Any kind of generic Irish cream whiskey will work. But talk about dessert flavors. Just a little bit of ice in there to water it down and kind of take the edge off of it. With any cigar, it really just makes the flavor of the Baileys explode. And then it brings out all the chocolate notes and all the like amaretto notes from the cigar. Number 1 pairing, I recommend everybody try it, is the A&W Zero Root Beer. Okay? With these 0-calorie drinks, the fake sugar that they use in there really messes up the taste of like Coke Zero, Pepsi Zero, and all that. But with the root beer, that fake sugar actually like adds to the botanical flavors of the root beer. And then
I knew we were going to be getting close.
He hit the limit there. So yeah, but
well, I'm going to jump in here real quick because
Paul, thank you for the call.
Thank you, Paul. I've done a number of these.
Yeah,
I am a huge fan of the A&W Zero Sugar. As someone who has to watch some of their sugar intake.
Yeah.
Also, like right now, I'm pairing mine with a Coke.
There you go. I have iced tea.
I also like I was going to say root beer. I didn't know he was going number 1 with root beer.
Yeah.
Orange soda. A really good craft orange soda with a medium to mild. With a heavy, it doesn't work.
Okay.
With a really, heavy hitter.
Yeah.
It doesn't work as well for me.
Interesting.
But because I know you're a lot like me, we don't drink coffee. You drink it occasionally. I never drink it, so I can't really.
Yeah,
but everybody says coffee. So, I mean, no one's really going to argue with you on that one.
No.
Same with whiskey.
Yeah, no. Whiskey tends to be the number 1 in terms of liquor. But I would say that for coffee is probably the number 1 most
non-alcoholic.
Excuse me. Non-alcoholic. That was unpleasant. A little acid reflux there from my chicken wings earlier.
Now, I've done the hot chocolate in the morning with a mild stick. That's a really nice.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
That's a
hot
nice
chocolate. Yeah. Interesting.
With a little Bailey's. That would be something I'd like to try.
That would be good. So, well, Paul, thank you very much for the call. And he mentioned Dr. Pepper. That's one that I have heard a lot, too.
Yeah, I've done that before. That does really works with some mediums and Habanos.
The 23 flavors, there's something that's going to come together, right? Isn't it 23 flavors?
It's something like that, yeah.
I don't know. So, all right. Well, moving on. We got
KFC then, 11 herbs and spices.
Yeah, you know what? They that was revealed not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah, like somebody was doing an interview with one of the family members, and they saw it and got a picture, and it came out. So, like, you theoretically make your own KFC at home. I don't know if you'd want to, but you could.
I had KFC Saturday night.
There you go.
It was good.
Finger licking good?
It was really good.
All right. So, moving on to the next call here.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Hating my app right now. I may very well be announcing a new number for Ask the Boys before.
He mentioned it sounded different when he called. I wonder if the app is. Have you called that number recently?
Yeah, and you know what? I'll admit, I did at least listen to the very beginning of that message when it first came through, because I get like a text that comes through, and it gives the the approximation of what it thinks it said, and it's never accurate, But I saw the thing about how did you get a new message, and so I called it, and I got the Barnaby message. However, Nick Gervais, he called it, and he said that he got like a woman saying, the number, blah, 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 cannot be reached, and leave a message and all that. So I don't know if this app has been having issues.
This app has got to be having issues.
But now all of a sudden, you know what? Just for S's and G's, I'm going to check and see if maybe there's an app update for it, to see if maybe there's some sort of an update that I need to do for it so that I can, well, no, of course there's not. I don't know. You know how that goes too. It's like they do an update and like fucking break it. So anyway, all right. Well, we're going to move on to the next call here. And I don't know. I mean, I could hear it fine when you put it up to your, I know it's not ideal for you, cancel. But yeah, no, it's not ideal, but it's what it is. But yeah, you would think that it would come through as it has for the last,
years,
4 fucking years, but whatever. Anyway, moving on. Next call.
Hey, Nick, this is Jay. I've been listening to you for a while. Went down to Public Fest a couple times. You guys are awesome. And it's probably the guest maybe. Hello also, too. But I do have a question. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and sitting here thinking about cigars and saw the post. So I smoke in my garage a lot. My cigars aren't almost humidified, but I know sometimes my burn line doesn't move for a while, and I have the same ash for a little bit. But the center of the cigar, maybe an inch or two down from that, actually it feels warm. Something I'm doing wrong, over-humidified, unhumidified, temperature, weather, what's the factor into it? You got any tips on how to prevent that? But thanks, and hope to listen to the episode and hear some other good questions. Thanks, Smokey. Bye.
Okay. I think if I heard that correctly, he was basically saying that he's sitting out in his garage smoking, and that the ash will build up, but like the burn line doesn't look like it's moving, but the center of the cigar is hot and is burning.
Mm-hmm. That's the way I thought I heard it too.
Okay, and he wants to know if he's doing something wrong. I don't necessarily know if that's the case. Sometimes it's one of those things where the type of tobacco, like, maybe some of it burns quicker than others, but I don't know. You have thoughts on this at all?
Yeah,
I kind of know what he's talking about, but
yeah, I can't think of what it might be in particular that he's doing wrong.
I don't know what to do with my ash.
I've just been kind of
okay. We're just gonna be that guy.
Yeah,
we'll see. Okay, now as I've been sitting here, I've been dicking with this stupid app. And if you know, you guys on YouTube are never going to be able to see this, but like, see the burning of the filler and binder has continued a little bit past the wrapper, and so now I'm just kind of touching it up to catch the wrapper up to, the insides. I think it's just one of those things where, depending upon the types of tobacco used, sometimes you just may have to hit it, just to catch it up, but.
Right.
I don't know. It might also depend on your speed of smoking, too. Maybe you're smoking kind of slow, and it's, taking its sweet time catching up that way as well. I don't know.
And if you're smoking in the garage, do you got the door open? Is there a lot of breeze coming through? Do you have fans on? Do you have a fan blowing right in front of you, pushing it out the window?
Is it really cold? Because temperature, it can impact things, too. I guess. This is going to be one of those questions that Mr. Jonathan is screaming at his radio right now, going like, I know the fucking answer, but you guys don't. And like, yeah. So.
Get Brinker off the show.
I don't know the answer to that. I've never professed to be an expert. So, all right. We've got some more calls here now. Oh, God. These are all. Okay. All right. So. This is so obnoxious, but we're going to keep doing this because I just, I have to. But for the life of me, I do not understand why this is not working how it should be. But, all right, we're gonna keep on with the next call here. Thank you for the call, Jay.
Was it Jay or Trey?
I thought it was Jay.
Hey, Nick, and whoever else is doing the After Boys show. Hey, Nick, and whoever else is doing the After Boys show this month. Nick G here. Hey, listen, wanted to give you a call. I had a question for you. Hopefully you can help me out. So, as you know, a couple weeks ago, the New England Cigar Expo was held, and at this point, by the time the show comes out, it's probably about a month ago or so. Anyways, my question is, did you know who the surprise special guest was for the New England Cigar Expo? I'll listen to your answer offline. I believe it would be Bill Burr. And thanks for taking my call. Thanks.
And he's being a dick because he knows that.
Oh.
And he knows I know that because that night he sent me a text like, dude, Bill Burr's here. And I'm just like, I had the worst case of FOMO. And, yeah, he's been kind of rubbing it in, for a month now that he was at this thing and saw Bill Burr, and I didn't go.
Bill Burr's got a show on Netflix that is like top of the charts right now. Dads or something?
Old Dads, yeah. I heard something about that.
I'm going to have to check it out.
I don't know. I don't know what it's about. I mean, it's obviously about old dads, but
right.
Yeah. So he has more. Hang on.
Hey, Nick G again. Just a follow-up to my last call. Are you done? Are you done with the tears? Are you done whining and bitching and complaining about, oh, you should have seen all the pictures of Bill Burr he sent me. Win. I had major FOMO. I just wanted to know if you're done with that because I know that's exactly what you did as soon as my call ended. Anyways, thanks.
Wow.
Just right at you, dude. Just fucking right at you. Swear to God. Yeah. All right. And one more from Gervais.
Fucking good coffee, dude. Fucking good coffee. Shout out to fucking good coffee.
Dear God, he pulled audio of Bill Burr saying fucking good coffee and sent it. Whatever. Let's see if the Bill Burr, podcast wants to be he wants to have My Monthly Cigars and fucking good coffee taken on by Bill Burr there, Like, yeah, he can better deal me with Bill Burr. So,
is that producer Tom?
Is that pretty? Holy shit! It is producer Tom coming in hot in the parking lot. So, all right. Well, we were wondering where he's been lately. Now we know.
I didn't see a text message.
I didn't either. So,
there it is.
Okay then. Well,
there's a text from somebody.
I swear, this is just becoming the most random fucking show. So, all right. Well, let's move on here. We have plenty more calls, and yeah. All right. Let's do this.
Hello. This is not Mr. Jonathan. This is his father. I was calling to ask if you know who the special guest at the New England Cigar Expo was. On day 2. The commentator for the midget wrestling. Just wondering. Thanks.
Is this gonna be the theme of all these calls? Is to rub in the Bill Burr thing to me? I had Pulpit Fest literally the weekend before. I had my son the weekend of New England Cigar Festival. And honestly, I didn't have like $1,000 to drop between airfare, hotel, and tickets and everything. I mean, like, granted, it looked like a fantastic time, and I totally would want to go. But it just didn't happen this year.
I bet a lot of these people that are calling in about it, like, literally had to drive less than 3 hours to get there.
Right? I mean, I know Gervais had to go from Ohio, but, nonetheless, it's like...
Still ain't Missouri.
No, it's not Missouri. All right. We got another one here from not Mr. Jonathan.
This is Mr. Jonathan calling from the Cigar Authority and Two Guys Smoke Shop. Wondering if you know who the special guest was that we had at the Cigar Expo. And if you get it right, there is a prize. You win what you deserve, which is nothing because you weren't there, you jerk.
Wow.
Thank you, Mr. Jonathan, for that call.
Yes, thank you. And yes, I'm aware it was Bill Burr. At this point, I think everybody's aware it was Bill Burr. So, yeah. Good God.
It's like a hot fire poker in the ass.
It really is. Let's talk about the cigar for a moment. What are you getting anything specific on the Angel Cuesta?
No, I mean, it's a medium to mild stick. Good smooth draw. The burn for as windy as it is out here is doing okay.
Yeah. Still little hints of spice on the retrohale. Not a ton.
Just a little.
Just a little. It's really not that bad. But it's just a smooth cigar so far.
Really good construction.
Yeah. And you're right. Even with the wind, the burn line on it is actually really pretty tight.
Right.
So I'm happy with it.
I'm happy with it.
It's
good.
If
you're near a TAA shop, definitely give it a try.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to another call here. Hopefully it's something other than the New England Cigar Festival.
Producer Tom brought a friend.
Oh.
Hey, Nick, what's going on? And guest, hopefully, this is Barbells and Beers. It's been a while, but wanted to tell you got me watching the Playboy documentary. Haven't seen the Bill Cosby show yet, but it is definitely crazy times. Question for you: if I know you had a cigar blended in your name, the Bishop, already in the past, but if you had the opportunity to redo it and blend your own, what type of cigar would it be? Connecticut, Maduro, thinking Maduro again, but what type of wrapper, filler, and binder would you use? That's it, man. Safe travels down to Florida. Hopefully my phone quality is a little bit better than Teddy's. Talk to you later on. Bye.
Thanks for calling Barbells and Beers, and it's good to hear from you.
Oh, my.
It's one of those things where everybody's phone quality this time sucks because my phone is the one being stupid. So hopefully before this episode comes out, I can figure out like a fix and edit these in post, and this will sound better, but I don't know. We'll see. So if you were going to have your own personal cigar blended for you, what would you go with? I'd probably go with like a Habano Sangron for the wrapper because I've been smoking. That tends to be my go-to these days. I tend to like Nicaraguan tobacco. I don't know if I'd want to go a full Puro, but I do like Nicaraguan tobacco.
I think I might throw like a Ecuadorian wrapper of some kind in there. Or something. I like a little bit of Ecuador in there. I'd also be interested in playing, excuse me, with, you see it everywhere right now, but San Andreas.
Yeah, I'm kind of over the San Andreas thing right now. Because, like, sometimes it burns right, and other times, man, it can just be a pain in the ass.
Or really, if I could get, steal some Aladino's Cameroon.
Oh, now there's an idea.
Just make a heavy-hitting Cameroon.
Get your hands on some of that. That could be fun.
Just power it up with a good filler, a good hardcore filler.
But is that going to then take away from the Cameroon? To where at that point, like, you're not really getting anything from the Cameroon?
But I think the point of the Cameroon there would be to temper and just smooth out my heavy-hitting.
Maybe.
Heavy nicotine providing.
Yeah.
Filler.
You're just not going to get that sweetness from it if you're like throwing in a real heavy, strong filler. I don't know.
How about a double Cameroon wrapper?
There you go. Just Cameroon it up.
Just Cameroon the shit out of it.
You know what I think we need?
Her.
I think, dear God, dude. I think we need a Candela Puro. Just all Candela. Wrapper, binder, filler, all Candela. It tastes like fucking lawn clippings.
Yeah. Aged 30 days.
Exactly.
Crabgrass. Just that'd be the name of the stick. Crabgrass.
Fucking neon green coming out of the thing. Yeah, I don't know. I think his question, if I'm remembering right, I think his question was, what would my blend be? Not would I want to do it again? Because honestly, no, it's a pain in the ass, and I just, so much money and everything. I wouldn't want to go down that road. But yeah, I think in terms of would I do it, if I were given like, this is what you're gonna do, or this is what you can do, you can go ahead and do it. I'd at least go with the Habano sun-grown wrapper. I don't know beyond that what I would do. So, anyway, good call. Barbells and beers.
Barbells and beers.
Barbells and beers. Actually, it's funny. I got a sticker right there.
Huh.
Okay? Right there on the side of the box. Barbells and beers. I got the cigar in my mouth. Can't understand a fucking thing I just said. Okay. Moving on. Oh, this will be all right. This might be me taking a comeuppance here.
Hey, Nick, this is Chad. I just got done listening to your episode with that Pinky chick talking about Chad, and I got to say, fuck you, asshole. Chads are the best. We fucking rule. You're an asshole. All right. Bye. This is Chad. I'm out.
That was a very Chad response to that. I don't know if you remember, but one of the last times I was on with Pinky, we were talking about names, and somehow or another we got on the subject of names and how, like, I've never met a Chad that's not a douchebag. Right? Think about it. Think about it in your life. Have you ever met a guy named Chad that's not just an utter piece of shit?
No.
Yeah. It's always, my dad owns a dealership, that kind of guy or something, and just like, every time I ever meet a guy named Chad, he's a douche. And so, of course, this gentleman is saying that. So, anyway, moving on to the next call. Sorry about that, Chad. I hope you didn't, take too much offense to it. But again,
you're still listening.
That was a very Chad response to a Chad thing. So, anyway, moving on.
What's up, Nick? Whoever's riding bits with you this month, this is Dave. Hey, question for you, Nick, and it's time to come clean. We were promised an episode with you and Gervais where you were, one of the bonus stars reviewers for the other podcast. And I haven't heard anything from that episode yet, and I was kind of hoping to hear it and see how your pace progressions and your reviewing skills have, come a long way. But I have nothing. I keep checking my podcast catcher, and there's nothing. So I feel like I've been lied to. I'm a little hurt. I'm a little disappointed. I feel like I've been teased, promised something that wasn't delivered. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like kind of a strip club. You think something's going to happen, and then it doesn't, and you're just left feeling like you've been lied to. I guess I'm trying to say, Nick, is you're the strip club of podcasts? And if so, what's your take on the poll? What do you do to kind of work that thing? So anyway, I'll take the answer to that question. But would love to know what's going on with that a bonus episode with you and Gervais, where you're tasting the cigars for the Cigar Authority. All right, that's all I got.
Well, Dave, I'll tell you the big difference between my podcast and the strip club is, I don't cost you anything. So, there's that. But anyway, in terms of what's going on with that specific little side project, quite frankly, we recorded one, and it was Cigar 3 out of the Stars deal with the Cigar Authority, and we did an episode, and the way we did it, Nick Gervais, he recorded everything on his end, and he edited it all up, because I basically told him, like, dude, if we're gonna do this, like, I can't do a third show, like right. you gotta take on some of this. And so he took it on, he edited it. The problem was getting the file to me. That took a while. Then when he finally got me the file, he got me the video file, trying to then download and then convert that to audio and all that. All while what was I doing? What was going on at the time? I feel like that was, it was, I think, lead up to the New England Cigar Expo and all this.
Pulpit Fest.
Look, the bottom line, September and October have been ridiculously busy months. And so, quite frankly, it just kind of got lost in the shuffle. Cigar 4, producer Tom is flipping us off. Cigar 4, I literally submitted my review to the authority at like 10:45 on Halloween night.
So
and it was
just in.
I even said that in the email. I said just under the wire, in order to get it in. So like, let's be real. Time has not been my friend so far. So hopefully maybe with Cigar 5 that I have in my humidor at home and still need to do the review for, hopefully maybe with Cigar 5 we might be able to get one done. I mean, I know it sounds like it's just one more, but like, guys, you got to realize it's 2 of these a week for me, plus my kid, plus my business. It's like, it's a lot. So,
plus getting with Nick.
And that's the other thing. Plus coordinating with him, and he's got his son and sports and work,
Bill Burr
and
on his
Bill
mind.
Burr and on his dick and whatever else. I mean, like, he's got cigar authority ass to kiss too. I mean, let's be real here. I mean, so yeah, it's just one thing after another. So we'll make it happen. So anyway, thanks for the call. All right, we'll do one more, and then we'll do something different, and then we'll come back to these. Okay. All right, so we'll do one more here.
Hi, Nick. This is Jacob from Blue Springs, Missouri. And I've heard you mention before that you have political experience, and I was wondering what is that experience? Were you involved in politics? And another question, I was wondering if or what is your newspaper about? So I hear you talk about it all the time, and I've always wondered what you do for your newspaper. Okay, like the show a lot. Thank you very much. Bye.
Hey, Jacob. Thanks for the call.
Thanks for the call, Jacob.
And so I'll start with the easy one first. So my newspaper, it's a weekly community newspaper based in O'Fallon, Illinois. Comes out every week. We cover city council, local high school sports, et cetera, et cetera. And my cigar has gone out. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's just a local paper. And if you want more information about that, there is a back episode somewhere. I don't know exactly what episode number and what it's called, but there is an episode where I go over a lot more information about my newspaper. And
Commie Pinko Rag.
Yeah, right. Give you more details on that. As for my political experience, that sorry, I'm trying to get my cigar going again. That's a little bit more involved. So from 2008 to 2014, I did press and communications for the Illinois House of Representatives. I worked for the Illinois House Republicans and did press conferences and releases, and basically I handled media for some of the state house reps. And let me tell you, one of the hardest jobs in the world is making an Illinois politician look good.
Especially a Republican in Illinois.
Right? So, well, I mean, it's fairly easy. It's basically, hey, everything at the time, Rod Blagojevich and Pat Quinn and blah, blah, blah is doing is bad, 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 bad. And, never offer up any real solutions because that would require us to have an idea as to what we wanted to do. And instead, it's just easier to beat up on them. That's where a lot of my, what's the word I'm looking for here? Jadedness came into play was when I finally realized, oh, wait, we have no idea what we want to do to fix the state of Illinois. We're just beating up the other side, which, whatever, we're getting into that. But no, I was around for Rod Blagojevich's impeachment. I actually have a picture of myself with my boss at the time standing on the Illinois House floor right after they voted to create the committee to impeach Rod Blagojevich. And then I have another one with him right after they did the vote to actually impeach Rod Blagojevich. So, it's history. I mean, I was around for all that. What was it? I got something fucking golden and I'm not giving it away for free. Isn't that the famous line from all that?
I believe so.
Selling Barack Obama's Senate seat, So, I mean, I was around for all that. I've got some fucked up stories from my time in Springfield, too. Then aside from that, I was an elected official for 8 years. I served as a St. Clair County, Illinois board member, representing the northeastern corner of St. Clair County. I did that for 2 terms, 2 4-year terms. And once again, didn't really get a whole lot accomplished there as one of throughout those 8 years at our peak, I think we had 9 Republicans out of 29 board members. At our lowest, I think we had 7. So, I didn't get shit accomplished during.
That's a lot of board members for a county in South Central.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're paying $19,000 a year and offering health benefits to, they got to create spots for their buddies. So, but I will say, we had at least one tax proposal come up that I feel pretty proud that I was able to round a lot of, or make a lot of noise about, and that got squashed, 75% to 25% by the voters. So, do I take full credit for it? No, but I did. I did help, and I didn't take full credit for it, but. Yeah, so I did that. I've worked on a number of campaigns for various offices, either my own or somebody else's. So, I've got some experience with all that. I helped get a sheriff and a state's attorney elected right here in Monroe County back in the day. And, I've dabbled, but that's all past now. That's all. I'm done. It wears you out. I mean, some people are made for it and they can stick to it for a lot longer, but it's exhausting, and just having to fucking kiss everybody's ass and like pretend like you care about it. Just, I don't know. There's so much of it that over time you just get exhausted by.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that part of my life is over and done with, and I don't really want to get back into it. So. Anyway, now,
take a drink.
Things that we do want to go ahead and get into. Oh, God. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. All right, dude, so it's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report. What have you been watching lately?
Well, you know me. I spent the entire month of October pretty much sick, and I just was binging any and every horror movie that I could find.
Well, that came relevant for you on Halloween night.
Yes. Where I'm staying right now is I'm getting ready to move to Georgia. Next door about 7:30 on Halloween.
It's going to make it real hard when I text you and I'm like, hey, when you do Ask the Boys today?
Might be easier because I can just run to the back porch and
that's true.
Hop up. But about 7:30, saw flashing lights zooming by my house, and then you hear them slamming their brakes. And I look out the window, and there are about 8 St. Louis County cop cars across the street.
Oh, shit.
Running into a house, and then the fire, ambulance, all them show up, the commanders in their SUVs and shit, and it was a madhouse. Apparently there was an altercation involving a stabbing.
Fucking Michael Myers.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there, I've got Halloween that came on at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, shit. God's like, motherfucker. Let's see you handle this.
Say, how you going to handle it?
So it's like, okay, where's the shotguns? Where's the pistol? Just in case. Yeah.
I mean, you know the rules.
Yeah, I know the rules.
You weren't having sex that night, so you were okay.
No, I wasn't drunk. I wasn't, anything. I I was heavily harmed.
Yeah. And sorry, Teddy, he wasn't black. So, I mean, there's that too.
But I was the funny guy.
Ah, see.
The funny guy gets it usually about midway through.
That's true.
Or the lovelorn, guy who's in love with the final chick.
Definitely.
That guy always gets it. I'll save you. Axe to the back,
Yeah, good deed goes unpunished on that one.
I did double check all the entrances to make sure they were locked because my father is not always the most adept at relocking doors after he's gone outside.
I get it. I triple check locks. I get it.
I told Mom she couldn't go out the back door to smoke, sit there with the door open and smoke just in case. But no one came to the door knocking, asking if we'd seen or heard anything, so I figured they had the perpetrator. Yeah.
That's good.
So no trick-or-treaters.
But still, it's very Yeah, I would think not. I mean, a cavalcade of police tend to
lock down
keep the trick-or-treaters at bay.
Yeah.
That's funny, though. But
that's what I've been
I can imagine that all those movies are just running through your head as you're watching that the whole time.
Exactly.
So, interesting. Well, I have
And football. I've been watching a lot of NFL football.
Oh, yeah?
Crazy season.
I mean, I did see that the Chiefs got their asses handed to them by Denver. And
San Francisco's lost 3 straight.
Taylor
as of
Swift was
taping.
over in Germany, I believe, at the time. So,
Now Kansas City's in Germany this week.
What?
Kansas City versus Miami is in Germany.
Oh, my God. Does that mean Taylor's going to be able to go?
Tay-Tay, I think, might be in the house.
Ooh, they might do well against Miami then.
Oh, Tay-Tay.
So I have been catching up on Only Murders in the Building because the 3rd season of that is all done, and I haven't watched any of it yet, and that's on my to-do list, so I've been watching that. And then I have I've started watching Atlanta, the show by Donald Glover, and the first couple episodes I was like, I don't know if this is necessarily something I'm going to be into, but dude, there's a dark humor that comes through, and then after a minute it switches, and it's very just goofy as fuck, and but it's dark mixed with the goofy, and so you're sitting there oftentimes wait, what? And just that kind of thing. There was it's the one that got me, the one that hooked me. It took 7 episodes. They're only half an hour a piece. But there were little things in each one's leading up to this episode that I was like, okay, that's pretty good. I'll keep watching. Episode, I think it was 7 of the first season. And the show revolves around a character named Al, his rap name is Paperboy. And so he's a rapper and a drug dealer. And there's his cousin, Ern, who's Donald Glover, and he's his business manager. And it's kind of the wackiness that's going on there. And then there's this guy, Darius, that lives with him, and he's my favorite by far. Because he's just so tripped out and wacky, and he's got all these existential theories, and at one point he's high, and he's talking about how we're all living in a simulation and all this kind of shit. And it was fucking great. But the 7th episode, it's a takeoff on a PBS round table political talk show, and it's called Montague, and it's got this very clean cut, African American host and everything, and then you got some woman there talking about trans rights and all this, and then you got Paperboy, and it's just it's the most ridiculous freaking thing, and they've got fake ads throughout, and so at one point they do an ad for Swisher Sweets. And they're talking about it. And then in the middle of the ad, they've got this guy saying, I love Swisher Sweets. It's what I smoke all the time, blah, blah, blah. Then he takes out his pocket knife, slits it right down the middle, dumps it out, and puts his weed into it. And that's the whole ad is basically how to use Swisher Sweets to smoke your joints. It's the funniest fucking shit, man. And there was an ad for, I think it was Mickey's Malt Liquor. And it's this, and they've got them in champagne flutes, and the tagline is, you're drinking it wrong or something. It's funny as fuck. It's so good. And so that episode hooked me, and now I'm almost done with the 2nd season. There was one episode with Darius in the 2nd season, where he goes to get a piano from a guy, and this dude, he's got to be a takeoff of like Michael Jackson, and it's like a mini horror movie in like 30 minutes. It's so fucked up, and the whole time you're just like, oh my god, Darius is gonna die, and it's great. I loved it so much. But anyway, Atlanta. If you're looking for a show to check out, Atlanta. I liked it so far. I've enjoyed it. So,
and on the entertainment thing, I did just read today, the 2nd of November.
Mm-hmm.
Yellowstone has announced they will not be back until November of 24.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So, and apparently they, this is the end of Kevin Costner.
Mm-hmm.
The new shows.
I haven't seen it.
The two shows that they're going to spin off are going to be 1944 and 2024.
Oh.
2024 is going to have Matthew McConaughey.
That's the Matthew McConaughey one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, stay tuned for that in a year.
In a year.
A lot of that is the strike deal has just really fucked a lot of things up.
Yeah.
A lot of movies are getting pushed and bumped. No telling when we'll see Deadpool 3.
I was going to say, we're going to hit a real drought of entertainment at some point.
Well, if you look at the movie list now at the theater, there's a lot of old shit being brought back out. Some Halloween movies.
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff.
a lot of old stuff's been coming back.
And movies that I have no idea what they are because there's never been a single advertisement for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think this Christmas season you'll start seeing a lot more bigger budget.
Yeah, they're probably like spacing out the big stuff for when they need it,
right?
But yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in trouble right now.
Interesting.
Right when you started getting people going back to movies.
Well, you know what, though? I mean, I feel like this is one of those things that was a long time coming. And, they got to hammer this shit out. If we're going to go to streaming, these guys have got to have their ducks in a row in terms of payment and everything else. And the AI thing just adds a whole nother level of complexity to it. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, well, with that, why don't we go ahead and get back to the calls? We still have a few more to go. And we can see what else everybody wants to talk about.
Hey, Nick, it's Dave from Smoking Butts and Tapping Ash podcast. Just checking in with you, man, seeing how you're doing. I recently heard some pretty cool news, and I was wondering if you had heard about it. I just heard that Bill Burr was the special guest at the New England Cigar Expo. Can you believe that shit, man? Anyway, have a good one.
Really, Dave? Really? I mean, seriously, Dave, really? Good God. You know what? I brought back those motherfuckers some barbecue rub from Buc-ee's from my trip to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to give it to him now that he's decided to pile on the Bill Burr train, It's like, the hell?
Buc-ee's. Now, isn't that an amazing place?
Dude.
You've heard me talk about it many times.
This was my first Buc-ee's experience.
Oh, my God.
I'll tell you, the
food and beverages you can get there.
It's unreal. I had a brisket sandwich. And, come on. You think a gas station, blah, blah, blah. First of all, it's more than a gas station. It's an experience.
Yeah.
But then second of all, the brisket sandwich from this place was really good. Like, really good. And I just am still amazed at how much they pay. Like, I saw a board, talking about they were hiring and all the different positions and how much they pay and everything. Fuck, man, you're making $250,000 a year working as a general manager of a Buc-ee's.
That's because there's a lot to manage.
Obviously.
I mean, it's bigger than a damn Walmart, seems like, around here, But I mean,
now this one in Daytona, this one was a little smaller. I guess based upon what I was told, but it still was freaking giant to me. I mean, my God, they had the wall of jerkies. I mean, it's just like it was insane, just the amount of stuff they had. And I don't know, we have the Wallies, which is kind of a knockoff version.
Yeah, it's a
but yeah, fuck.
I've been to the two
great.
in Georgia.
Yeah.
On I-75. Those are monsters.
Okay.
And they're putting one, like I said, in Springfield, Missouri.
I'm looking forward to it because I did enjoy the brisket sandwich.
My friends shut down a Buc-ee's this summer.
Shut down?
Yeah, they lost track of one of their little ones, and so they declared a code Adam and locked down the entire store. No one could leave.
Yeah.
Until they found the kid. She
Yeah.
said she was so embarrassed. I was like, hey, you got to do it, you know.
Oh, yeah, you got to do it.
He was a little guy, you know.
Obviously.
And,
where was the kid?
well, the mother and father split up to go do different things, and both thought he was with the other, and he was in one of the candy aisles or something. They found him.
Okay, so they did find him doing something.
Yes.
Okay. I was like,
he was okay and unharmed.
Like in the showers with some like trucker or something like that, right? Okay. making sure. Yeah, I wanted a good ending. To
This was a good ending.
Okay, good.
They had a great time in Florida too.
Okay, well, good. That's what counts. So, all right, moving on to another call. Since we have, hopefully it's not a Bill Burr reference.
Hello, Nick. Hello. Somebody to be...
Oh, for God's sakes, is it doing it again?
Hello, Nick. Hello. Somebody to be named in the near future to sit by you at this episode. This is the Deacon of the Draw, Jeff.
And I'm the Princess of the Puff, Deb.
So we're the ones that were on the clubhouse call with the Cigar Authority after the New England Cigar Expo. We both attended that event, and I'm the Jeff who offered to give you a little bit of funding to get you there next year.
Love to meet you, Nick.
Hey, stay smoky, brother. Goodbye.
Well, I appreciate that, Jeff. I don't want to take people's money, But it was a very nice gesture and very much appreciated. And, based off all these calls, apparently I miss Bill Burr. Did you hear that?
I did not hear that Bill Burr was there.
I mean, news to me, but yeah, apparently Bill Burr was there. So, anyway, well, I'm glad you guys got to go, Jeff. And, I hope you had a wonderful time. So, all right, moving on. We got 2 more calls here from the same caller here, so we'll listen to the first message here. Maybe.
Hey, this is Benjamin from San Diego, California. You guys answered my question when Mr. Jonathan was on Ask the Boys. I was asking about budget cigars, and you recommended the yellow series Tatiscan. I really like Aladino, but not sure if I'd like a sweetened cigar or sweet tip cigar as a daily driver. I did get to try a Charter Oak. Could you recommend a good Charter Oak? Happy Halloween.
They do make Tatiscans that don't have the sweet tip. So if you're looking for one that doesn't have the sweet tip, you can find a Tatiscan that doesn't have a sweet tip. However, if you're wanting a Charter Oak, that is really good. My personal favorite is the Habano Charter Oak. It comes in Connecticut, Habano, and Maduro. I've tried all 3. My personal favorite's the Habano, but I would say that it kind of depends on your smoking preferences. If you're a light smoker, give the Connecticut a try. If you're a heavy smoker, give the Maduro a try and see what's what. But I really like the Habano a lot.
I've never tried any of the Charter Oaks yet, so.
I thought I gave you a Habano. Did I not?
Did you? You might have. If it was in October, it was a blur.
I would say I don't remember, but they're good and they're affordable. You can get a nice box of 20 for like $100. I mean, that's not bad. No. These days. And I mean, those are Toro size. So I mean, the only thing I'll warn is that the wrapper on the Habano tends to sometimes be a little on the brittle side. They were really bad when they first were out, but I did get a box relatively recently, and I think I only had one out of that entire box that had any sort of a wrapper crack issue, and that could have been from Lord knows what kind of other reasons. So anyway, so we got another question here, or comment, call, whatever, from Benjamin, so we'll listen to that.
Cubans, they're Dominicans. So? Oh, Jerry, if my investors don't get Cubans, the whole deal's off. What?
Hey, Benjamin from San Diego. Just having a good time. Appreciate the show. What did the skeleton bring to the potluck? Spare ribs. What's a vampire's least favorite meal? A steak. Where does a ghost go on vacation? Malibu. Appreciate the show.
Appreciate the jokes, Benjamin. And that actually comes into a conversation you and I were having earlier.
Yes, just over lunch here today at Top Shooters.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I'm sure most of our listeners don't know this, but in the city and county of St. Louis, forever really, because I'm almost 47 and I did it as a kid, when you go trick-or-treating, you're expected to have a joke.
This was something that was only there because, I grew up just across the river, and this was nothing I ever had to do.
And, we would have to have multiple jokes because people would not give you candy if they had heard that joke very recently or in your group.
Oh, wow.
So, we would sit there and prepare for a week or two trying to come up with and look up, because we didn't have the internet.
Jokes. Yeah.
We were like, really having to work at it.
Yeah.
You didn't just type in good child Halloween jokes,
Yeah.
You didn't do that shit. But yeah, that's a St. Louis thing. You don't get candy if you don't give a joke.
Huh.
I'm not sure if there's other places around the country, but everywhere I've talked to from people have never heard of that being a thing.
Do you know if it's still a thing in St. Louis?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Like I said,
so even just a couple days ago, people were still having
It was an article on like STL Today or something. It was like, why do St. Louis people require a joke for candy?
Interesting. I don't know.
And I didn't read the article to go back into the history of it.
I don't know.
But, I was early 80s and mid-80s trick-or-treating, and it was, every kid. That's all you talked about coming up to Halloween. You got your jokes?
What's your joke? What's your joke?
Now, you wouldn't tell anyone. No.
I was going to say, you wouldn't share jokes because you didn't want other kids to have your joke.
Right.
Oh. That makes sense. Why give away the goods,
And odds are you're going to be in the same neighborhood because these were kids from your area.
Oh, that's true. You don't want to give away the jokes then because if they get to the house first,
right?
Yeah, you got to come up with something different.
Now,
so how many jokes are you're walking around
4 or
with?
5.
I would say you probably need an
And every once in a while, if I'd hear a different one that I thought was good, I'd steal it.
So you were the one rat fucking other kids.
But I also trick-or-treated a few years down in southeast Missouri, south of
with
Cape.
jokes.
With jokes.
With jokes.
What did I say?
I said that you were rat fucking other kids, so I wanted to make sure that it was clear that it was with jokes.
I meant trick-or-treating.
With jokes. No kids were fucked.
But they required jokes down there, too.
Where's this?
Down in this small town called Chaffee, south of Cape Girardeau.
Okay.
Everyone was telling jokes down there, too.
Hmm.
So there are other places other than just St. Louis, but as a kid, I just thought everybody did that everywhere in the U.S.
I've heard of this relatively recently in the last handful of years, but like I said, man, I grew up in Fairview Heights just across the river, and this was not a thing that I ever had to. I had to just ring the doorbell, say trick or treat, and I got
We'd
candy.
say trick or treat, and then they'd say, okay, what's your joke?
Wow.
And every household knew to ask for your joke.
Yeah. Interesting. So did you ever have to do a trick? Like, did you ever have to, like, TP somebody or anything like that?
No.
I saw a house.
Never had to. I did it, but I never had to.
So Halloween was on Tuesday, obviously, this year, and Wednesday is my driving and delivery day. And as I was driving north to get to my printer, I drove by a house, and it was just covered in TP. I mean, it was blowing out on the street. Like, the tree was covered, the bushes, the house, and I'm just like, oh,
wow, someone got hammered.
Somebody got nailed last night, and it was everywhere. But, yeah, and all I could think was, man, what, 4 years ago?
Not even.
3 years ago? That was gold right there, you know? But
you couldn't get enough to TP out.
No, you couldn't. No. Now, it's no big deal again.
Back to normal.
Back to normal. Anyway, well, guys, that's been this month's Ask the Boys. So thank you
for
so
all
much
the calls.
For all the calls, even though, 4, 5 of them were about Bill Burr?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Bill Burr got a lot of promotion this episode. So, and I guess so did the New England Cigar Expo. But whatever. Anyway, yes, I missed it. And I feel bad about it because I would have liked to have seen Bill Burr call midget wrestling. Okay, I think that would have been a hilariously good time.
Yes.
But I missed it. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, whatever. All right, well, why don't we go ahead and do this real quick? I don't even know why I'm doing this because, I mean, whatever, jerk. This would normally be the time that I give some information about My Monthly Cigars, but I've hired that out this week, so take it away. Is Bill Burr going to do it?
My Monthly Cigars is a premium cigar subscription service. It comes in a variety of different size boxes at affordable prices.
100,000.
Use offer code PULPIT and get free shipping on your first box and 20% off any items in the online store at mymonthlycigars.com.
That's offer code PULPIT. Thanks. Yes, I know. Bill Burr. He got some fucking good coffee. Bill Burr. Maybe Bill Burr can use offer code PULPIT to save himself on his first shipment off of mymonthlycigars.com.
Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't have to.
No, he probably wouldn't, but anyway, so.
Sent with a naked picture in the box.
Exactly. Gervais just spread out Bear Eagle on a bearskin rug, just. Yeah.
Like Burt Reynolds back in the Cosmo days.
Exactly. Just like, hey, you want some fucking good time? Call Mr. Fucking. We love you, Bill.
Here's my restraining order from Bill Burr.
There you go. It's a collectible. Anyway. I'm available on the socials, on Instagram at The Cigar Pulpit. On Facebook where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group. Twitter/X, I don't really do much there. YouTube, where you can watch this. And, obviously need your calls for next month's Ask the Boys. I'm going to start calling it Ask the Pulpit, because I don't know, who's going to be around. It may be Pinky. And
you may want to hold off just a second and come back to it next week while we check out the app in case there's any changes.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. I'm gonna hold off and say that I'm gonna be working on the app because I may have a new phone number for you guys to call before it's all said and done, because this thing was a janky piece of shit this week, and I don't really want to have to wrestle with it like this. So, yeah, we're gonna at the very least we'll put a pin in the Ask the Pulpit segment for a minute. We'll figure it out. So, anyway, Mike, where can people follow you if they so choose?
Nowhere.
Okay. That's fine.
I am a member of the Pulpit Parishioners, so you can always reach me through there.
There you go. Well, final thoughts on the Angel Cuesta. We really didn't give this a whole lot of discussion between fighting the app and everything else, but this has been a really good, solid cigar. I'm kind of finishing up the second third, getting ready to enter the final third, and the construction on it has been really good. I have had to relight it a couple times. That's
a wind issue.
That's wind and me talking too much. So, yeah. But all in all, I mean,
very good stick,
wonderful draw on it, good construction.
It's sad that it's a limited production. A lot of people, unless you got a TAA close, because who knows what kind of stores are going to get it outside of TAA.
The spice on the retrohale has picked up coming into the final third. But, no, that's true. And I get it. They want to do some special stuff.
They're only doing 7+ boxes a day. It's not something that's going to go everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, well, when you got two people rolling it, you're not going to have a ton of them coming out. So, but that's okay. I have my box. Thank you, JC Newman.
Thank you.
Anyway, but no, it is a really good cigar, and it is available at the El Relo factory. So if you are in Tampa, first of all, if you're in Tampa, make sure you take the tour of the El Relo factory, because you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't. And second, while you're there, you can pick some up.
Yeah.
Get yourself some. And you know what? That actually brings up another point that I did want to address. I forgot, admittedly, on the last episode that I did, the interview with Michael Herklots. And on Saturday, I guess it would have been, well, I guess it technically would have been very early morning Sunday, October 29th. There was a shooting in Ybor City, which is very sad. 2 people, at least at the time, I don't know if it's been updated since then, but there were 2 people that were killed. 18 were injured.
Wow.
There was an altercation between 2 groups of individuals, and it was right there on 7th Avenue, and that's the heart of Ybor City, man. It's like right there. And I heard it was near like the La Ferrona factory or something like that, which, you know, is right by King Corona, where I would sit out, have my cafe con leche and my cigar and watch the world go by and everything. And, you know, it's one of those things that it's really sad, and our hearts and prayers go out to the victims' families and anyone else who, you know, people that were injured and everything. It's really sad. But I would hope that this incident, despite getting, you know, some national media attention, I would hope that that doesn't discourage anyone from going down and visiting Ybor City, because in my limited experience of being down there, I never felt unsafe along 7th Avenue. I will say, if you get a couple streets away from 7th Avenue, does it get a little sketchy? It kind of does. But 7th Avenue, I feel, is really nice, and that was always pleasant. You know, it's just you just got to be cognizant of your surroundings.
Right.
And be aware.
That's anywhere now.
Literally. It really is just anywhere. So, but I would just hope that any cigar enthusiasts who were thinking about traveling to Tampa and Ybor City for a vacation and saw that and maybe thought twice, I would just encourage them to just go ahead and still make the trip, because it's one incident. It's not indicative of everything around there, and you're going to have a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Yeah.
So anyway, otherwise, unless you have anything for the betterment of the cause, Mike?
Rest in peace, Chandler Bing. Matthew Perry.
Yeah, fuck, Matthew Perry. You know, I think I'm going to just kind of, yeah, I'll stick with that. I think I'll stick with that. Anyway, there have been memes flying. Let's put it that way. Some people are you know, you're it's too soon is not too soon for him. But anyway, well, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
I'm Mike.
Stay safe and stay smoky. I gotta figure out that fucking app now.